Happy Saturday, beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. First and foremost, I just want to say Happy New Year as well. I know that it has been 3 months since my last upload. I'm trash. I'm terrible. I'm trifling. Okay, let's just put that out there. I'm the only person who can say that to me, though. I'm kidding. And so I wanted to just get that out the way. It's been a while, but I feel like I haven't been released from YouTube. And by that, I simply mean that this is such a great platform for the things that God has given me ideas about. And so I'm going to keep pressing towards the mark. And we'll get into the details and all of that in just a minute. But Happy New Year. I wanted to also check in to tell you all where I've been. And again, to thank you for staying subscribed. Thank you for everyone who reaches out to me randomly or says little things to me, like, when's the next upload? Why haven't you been blogging? Why haven't you been vlogging? Because those things really make a difference. I'm not really moved by numbers. I never want to be. I pray that I never get caught up in the hype of like how many views you have or how many subscribers you have. But in me not being caught up in the hype, I also do not want to overlook anyone who benefits from what God has given me, and in me being obedient and sharing. And so we can be on one end of things where we're caught up in numbers and subscriptions, and then we can be on another end where we're nonchalant about what God has given us and the audience that He has for us, so much so that we can overlook it by mistake. And so I simply say that to say, if you've said anything to me about my blog, which is www.thewaiting.space.com, if you've mentioned something to me about YouTube, I want you to know it never falls on deaf ears, and I really appreciate the accountability and the random check-ins because they do keep me going. And they make me feel like, you know what? You need to do this. People appreciate it, right? So let's get right into the nitty-gritty because I'm excited about what 2019 looks like for my life, and I'm praying that what God gives me to share with you all throughout this year and the years to come activates a fire in you. So I'm excited about what's going to come in your life as well. So where have I been? First and foremost, I am officially teaching. I don't know if I can say the name of the school, so I won't, but I am at a high school. I teach 10th and 12th graders, and getting this job in itself was and is a testimony that I will share with you all in another video. But I'm teaching. I graduated in May, and I am teaching this school year. So I thank God that after I graduated, I have been able to land a job, one that I love, in a school district that I love, with kids. I mean, I love my students. And if you are not on any of my social media platforms, please look at the information below. I will include all of that. I'm always trying to upload things about them, still trying to figure out the logistics of what I can share and what I can't share. I've even considered doing like an educational channel, but again, we'll get into that in this video. So Happy New Year. I'm teaching. I've also just been getting myself kind of like settled in because since I'm no longer in school, I graduated from The Ohio State University. I have like decided to plant my feet into this soil in Columbus, Ohio. And so when you aren't from a place and external things bring you there, making the decision to stay there versus going back home can also be an adjustment. And I love Columbus, so this wasn't a hard decision to make. But I do sometimes have moments where I'm like, you could go home. You know, like, you know what home is like. You know what the kids and the students need in DC, what that's like, and your family's there, right? But I still feel really like settled here. I feel like this has been a good place for me. And so I don't want to rush and up and leave out of like moments of discomfort, moments of missing my family and friends, or moments of just wanting to be around what is familiar, right? So we will get into that as well in another video. So I'm in Columbus, Ohio. I am teaching. I have, I want to say about 130 students, maybe 160. I need to make sure I'm considering my elective. But I have 130 babies. That's what I call them. They're my babies. We also have a class hamster, and I'm loving everything about teaching. I'm loving everything about my classroom. I'm loving everything about my students. But what I will say is that being a teacher and one that cares, and then add a praying teacher on top of that, honey, it is consuming. It is all consuming because you no longer are carrying just what your life entails. You are carrying the lives of all these children who you let in and who let you in. And so I feel like overnight I became a mom, right? Like student teaching was one thing, but when it's like, this is your classroom, these are your babies, it's just different. So again, I'm kind of tiptoeing on where I've been just to let you all know that I haven't completely neglected everything that I said I was going to be intentional about, but that as life has shifted, so has my time and my commitments. And so I feel like I'm in a place again where this is definitely moving up on the priority list. And so I'm hoping and claiming that there will not be any more situations of inconsistencies. So I've been teaching and settling in where I live. Before the new year, I took my first solo trip to Chicago. I will make a vlog about that, but it was a trip by myself. It came at the most perfect time. Did a lot of introspective work, a lot of reflection on the year and some of my decisions, a lot of assessing of the relationships around me, and just a lot of like thinking, but also quieting my space. Like I thought that when I went to Chicago, I was going to do a lot of journaling, and I actually didn't do any. But instead I found myself being really quiet, and I didn't realize while I was there until after I left that I did a lot of like, I guess reflecting, but in a really quiet way. You know, sometimes we like to make things super deep, like I sat by the fire and then I said, oh Lord, if it be your will, warm up this room so that I know that you're here. Like, it's going to get warm anyway, you're by a fire. But no, I didn't do anything deep like that. I just kind of explored and settled myself and thought about the year and thought about changes and that the new year was coming and that life has just been changing for me and who I am and who I want to become, right? So I went to Chicago by myself, and I want to talk about that on this channel as well. What else? My last update with telling you all that I plan to be more consistent with my YouTube is just to give a disclaimer that you may see me upload random things, right? So I want to talk about Christ. I want to talk about my students. I want to talk about my fitness journey. I want to talk about some of the creative pieces of me that I want to explore as a professional. And so I think I said this on my blog or maybe on another video, but that essentially I want my channel to become like a lifestyle channel. I think that's the word we're using in 2018 and 2019, which is basically all encompassing, right? You're not going to get just one topic or one type of thing here. And I really struggle with this because I know if I wanted YouTube to just be like a profitable career avenue platform, the world will tell you that you need to pick a topic and that's your topic because that's what your audience wants. However, I've struggled with this for a long time, and I know for a fact I've said this before because I really do not want to get caught up in presenting myself to the world in one lane. I would like people to know who I am and not my brand, but just know who I am, and I am able to cross lanes. Like, hey, I'm a teacher, and I'm Black, and I'm a woman, and I want to become healthy. Oh, and there's health issues I want to talk to you about. Oh, and by the way, I also want to be an author. Oh, did you know that, I want you to get all of it and not fragments, because that's what the world presents, and that's what we present to the world. We only give the world bits and pieces of us. I understand that there may be a topic that creates an audience that really is like, look, we're here for this, and maybe a professional decision would be to create another YouTube so that they can just go there. But right now, at the beginning of 2019, what I feel in my heart is I want to have one YouTube channel. And I want the people who are following and subscribe to this YouTube channel to be open and okay with me exploring and documenting different things that I'm thinking about or trying to do on this channel. And if that's bothersome for you, I would love to talk to you about it further. I know some people are like, listen, I'm only here for the biblical things, or I'm only here for the saving of money, or I'm only here for the fitness. But I want, in a world where we present bits and pieces of us, I want to present a wholesome person. And I want that to be how we learn to present ourselves. Again, the professional piece might cause me to say, okay, let me create a health channel because that's where people are going. But when I think about that, I think about like some mornings if I'm, uploading an encouraging video about my health, who's not to say that my health topic might not segue into what the Word of God says, which then will segue into an example about my classroom. You know, so I want to drive the narrative of like you get the whole person and not bits and pieces of who I am. And so I thought that I was going to do a 2019 goal video or like share that with you all right now, but I also am aiming to keep my videos 15 minutes and under unless I see something different. So I see I have about 4 minutes left. And so I will just brush over really quickly where my head has been for the new year and maybe 2 or 3 of my top goals, and then I will say peace out and I'll see you in the next video. And you might see scatterbrain. I'm looking this way because I also wrote down some things, because with doing so many things with my YouTube or where I plan for it to go, you will see that I'm also trying to organize myself because there's just so much I want to cover. And sometimes I'll get on here and I'll be impromptu and I'll just say, hey y'all, I'm in a car, you know, and just ramble. But I want to make sure I'm making the most of the time that you all are listening in. So we covered where I've been. We've covered updates on the surface. I've also explained to you all that I want you to be open-minded to the fact that I'll be talking about a variety of things. I am committing to, and I'm saying this out loud because I want you all to know when you can come back to my channel and expect material. Saturday uploads, Sunday uploads, Tuesday and Thursday. If I do anything in between those days, it's because I'm feeling fancy. I haven't picked the time yet. In my head, it'll be morning uploads, but I don't know yet. But I want to at least put that out there because I'm also holding myself to a standard, right? So today's Saturday, January 19th, and I am going to upload this video as soon as I'm done recording it, and you'll see one tomorrow as well. And I may have on the same outfits, but it's okay. Not because I'm wearing it tomorrow, but because I'm just going to record it for tomorrow, right? I'm keeping it 100 on this channel. And I'll probably go in detail about like my goals for 2019. But where has my head been going into the new year? The one thing that keeps resurfacing that I did not decide to focus on December 31st, but instead started thinking about in December was I want to make sure I am not overcommitting and under-delivering. And so with that mentality, my plate has been getting cleaned off, some by choice and some involuntarily. I thank God that He's pairing with me and helping me remove some commitments from my plate that have been stretching me thin. And so with that mindset, the top 2 goals that also segue into other goals is to get back on track with my health and to get out of debt. And I will explain further how those goals tie into other things. But essentially, those are my 3, I guess. I don't think I need to have more than 3. In previous years, I would have like a 20, 30 bullet list of things to do. And I'm learning as I get older, that's just unrealistic. And it's actually setting me up for failure. So first and foremost, I don't want to overcommit and underdeliver in anything that I set my mind to in this year. Secondly, my health has to get in line. And then third, I want to take care of this debt because there is some freedom tied to our finances and to our health and to our mentality. So we will talk about those more possibly in tomorrow's video. But for now, that is my time. Again, thank you for joining me. Please leave comments below since this is a lifestyle YouTube channel of things you would like for me to talk about. Please engage with me in the comment section because I love those. Please share this video. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe because that lets me know you're here and you're a part of my community, and I will make sure I think of you when I'm talking. All right, you guys, have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.